Recently, I have been delving into the world of Essence and Catrice more and more than I've done before. I've tried a lot of new Catrice products and I actually felt inspired to go back in time, go back to the past, to my teenage years, just discovering all the wonders of the makeup world and to look back at the collections that Catrice used to do. I kind of want to answer the question, did their collections used to be better? Like, were they actually better, or am I just feeling nostalgic? And is it mostly this feeling of just discovering makeup that made everything look so good? So I just wanted to kind of delve into the collections of 2011 and 2012, just really go back to when I first started out, like discovering these Catrice limited editions. And yeah, let's get into it. Alright, I've been doing my research. I have a list of collections that I want to talk about. I do have to say, because this stuff is old. It is old, and the internet as we know it didn't really exist back then. Like, we had beauty blogs, they did post some things, but there's not as much information and as good quality content, photos of all of these collections as I was hoping for. So I'm gonna show you what these were as best as I possibly can, like as well as I possibly can. But some of these, like, they were hard to find. Some of these were like basically impossible to find. But like, the place where I want to start, the place where I feel like I still remember some things, is the Floralista collection. This collection had nail polishes, blushes, single eyeshadows, and lip glosses. And I feel like that's really a trend. I like took a peek at all of these collections before to kind of like make up my mind a little bit. We're gonna do like, we're gonna really go into the detail now together. But what I really noticed was that the older collections really focused on single eyeshadows and lip glosses. They also had blushes, but there were no highlighters. There were no palettes. There were no lipsticks. Like in 2011, 2012, it was really the time of lip gloss, and it was really the time of single eyeshadows. And I feel like things like highlighter, bullet lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, that was all much later, and we can really see the trends here, and I think that's very fascinating. But in this collection we had different shades of single eyeshadows. They were matte single eyeshadows. The packaging, by the way, is super cute. I don't know how the quality actually was of this makeup. One thing I do have to say, even though I like a lot of the themes in these collections, makeup quality has just become so much better these past years. Like, at this point in 2024, we have such sparkly eyeshadows with beautiful smooth highlighters. We have so many different types of products, and they're all perfected. Like, there has been so much time to perfect all different products, and I feel like here some things were still a little patchy, a little ashy. It was still a question if something was going to be good or not. The blush looks amazing. It's kind of like a dual blush with a nude side and then mauvey pink side, kind of like lighter mauvey pink. I think this collection, especially the theming of it, is really beautiful. The glosses look really cute. I feel like they were kind of leaning, some of them were leaning a little frosty. Oh, we also have kind of like a lip balm. This really takes me back. I don't know, what would you say if they would release this now? What would you say if they would show this now? I think I would get pretty excited. I don't know about the single eyeshadows though, because I feel like I don't really buy single eyeshadows in this way, in this style anymore. I generally don't really buy single eyeshadow, but this especially I don't really do anymore. It's just matte eyeshadows. I have so many of them. I don't need them in this single container. I'm just gonna lose them in my collection. But the overall style of this, I think, is super cute. Then we have Enter Wonderland, but it doesn't seem very like Alice in Wonderland inspired. I don't really know what they like meant with this, but it's very like butterfly, but kind of like this very Y2K butterfly style. Like, it's so typical. It's kind of like this tattoo, like this standard butterfly tattoo, that it really makes me think of that. I really like the colors that you chose here. I feel like the colors. Like I feel like it's pretty colorful what they are going for generally, and I'm kind of wondering, was colorful makeup really in style then? Like what was happening then? I was really young in 2011, 2012. In 2011 I was 15 years old. Well, not the youngest I could be, but I feel like my memories of that time are a little warped by being just young and not yet understanding the world that well. But oh wait, we have a highlighter here. Oh, I thought it was a little early, but apparently we do have some highlighters. Okay, I was mistaken. We have some lashes. We once again have we have duo eyeshadows like blue, green, purple. We have some really cute colors in nail polish. And then once again we have lip glosses. So not yet any lipsticks, very much focused on lip glosses. I think this does look a little dated. Even though I quite like the colors, it could be kind of like this reminiscing Y2K vibe collection now. I think I wouldn't be mad if they release this now. It's just nowadays we're so focused on palettes, even though the last year or two I feel like the palette focus it got a little less. It was a little less. It was more blush focused. But still people buy a lot of palettes, I feel, and still videos on palettes do like the best. So you can still notice there's quite a lot of palette focus here. The packaging of those duos, like the packaging of this really takes me back. I think these are actually really cute colors. I think those greens, those blues, it looks really, really cute. I wouldn't be mad at this. Like these two collections already make me feel like the theming was on point. Okay, I'm gonna see how many collections I can go through. I made a list of like 10, but we're gonna see how long I'm gonna be talking. We have the Modern Muse collection, and this was really focused on cream eyeshadows, the Made to Stay eyeshadows. Who remembers the Made to Stay eyeshadows by Catrice? I feel like I had a few. Some eye pencils, we have a mascara, we have some of those long-lasting lip stain markers. I feel like that's been a while. I mean, I recently tried one for a Kika Milano video that I'm filming. I don't know when you're gonna see this, when you're gonna see that. But it is very like early 2010s to me, and we don't see that a lot anymore. Lip stains nowadays, they're more kind of like this lip gloss packaging. We have like metallic nail polishes in orange, blue, kind of like metallic-y shades. This one isn't amazing. Like this one, I feel like the colors don't really speak to me. There's nothing really inspired about this one. It just feels a little like in between fun collections, we just have to put something in the display. That's what this feels like. So this one doesn't really make me feel like it's any better than what we're seeing nowadays. And don't get me wrong, I like a lot of Catrice collections nowadays. They do a lot of cute things, but when I recently did a video just talking about the My Jewels, My Rules collection, there was a lot of mixed feedback. So I just wanted to like take a look and compare. But for example, the Heart Affair collection, that video did really well, and for a reason, because that collection was just really cute. Okay, the Bohemia collection. This one really cute, but also really like for its time. For the time, it was like the theme. Like this was what everybody was wearing, like these Bohemia inspired clothing and accessories and headbands and feathers in your hair and things like that. We have once again single eyeshadows, eyeliner, lip gloss, a blush, and nail polish. I feel like this isn't really the vibe of the times right now. If this were released now, I wouldn't really like fully get it. But the blush looks cute. The glosses also look cute. I am feeling like those glosses were pretty good back then. Ooh, Big City Alive. This is the first collection where we are seeing some eyeshadow palettes. And it is quite a collection because we actually have 4 eyeshadow palettes, and then we have nail polish that is kind of corresponding to the eyeshadow palettes. And then we have 4 cities that they are inspired by. This is a collection where I feel like really a lot of thought went into it. I do feel like the colors that they chose for the eyeshadows are very typical for this time. I mean, we had a lot of cool tone, very soft, very muted eyeshadows. Like This was this one Naked One, like Urban Decay Naked One was released? That kind of vibe, this is what I'm getting. Like they're doing colorful, but it's very muted, it's very soft. I do like the colors of the nail polishes that they chose. I think this type of collection could still be really cute, but then the eyeshadows would have to be a little bit more saturated and would have to have a little bit more contrast in the shades. It feels all very like kind of one-dimensional, a little samey, a little sameish. Oh wait, we also have blushes in here. Okay, that's kind of cute. But still kind of samesies. I would like to see for a collection like this some more differences in the color. And then we have Welcome to Las Vegas. We have lashes, we have an eyeshadow palette. This style of eyeshadow palette is very reminiscent of Catrice of that time, because they had more like these quads, or like with more shades, like maybe 5-6 shades in this style of packaging. I feel like it was also in a regular line. I'm really I'm really trying to go back to that time. This eyeshadow palette is very like deep and smoky. We have an eyeliner, we have a transparent fixing powder with the face of the collection. We have, I think, like a glitter poofy spray. I don't know how you call it. And then we have this 2-in-1 lip product. This kind of feels like this was the start of those 2-in-1 lip products. At that time, we also had the Maybelline one. We also had the L'Oreal one, I think, a little later. And then we have some nail polishes once again, like very heavy on the nail polish. I think this is a pretty cute collection. But I do feel like the eyeshadow palette is still, it's a little muted. It's a little one-dimensional. I don't know like how that would actually work, if I would actually love that. Then we have the Catrice Hidden World collection. This one is one that I remember pretty vividly. Like the Las Vegas one, I don't remember actually seeing that, but I feel like some of these maybe weren't in the Netherlands. It happened sometimes that some collections were in Germany, but then not in the Netherlands, and I would be really sad. But this collection actually, I think, looks really, really cute. Once again, we have some lip glosses, we have an illuminating base, we have some eyeshadow soufflés, and we have some nail polishes once again. I think this looks really cute and fresh. If they would launch this now, I would be all over it probably, because I just love the vibe of this. I like the colors, I like the nude with the pink, it's really up my alley. I would still like enjoy this collection, I think. Of course, I don't really... like with most of these, I don't really remember the quality, and probably I didn't buy a lot of these products because I got like 12 euros a month as like pocket money. And then I think it was a little early for me for my first like job. So I didn't really have a lot of money for makeup. Then we have the Nymphelia collection. Ooh, this one is really cute. I remember this quite well. These intensive eye wet and dry eyeshadows, I had quite a bunch of these for some reason. That blush looks really, really cute. The glosses, the nail polishes. I think the packaging of this is pretty basic for the theme that it has, but the colors do really represent the kind of woodsy vibe that they were going for. And then the marble in the products, like in the blush and the eyeshadow, just looks really cool. So I would have still been very excited about this. I think it probably was. This is really cute, but it feels a little like they could have done a little more, but it's still a really cute collection. Ooh, Cru Couture. This one I remember quite well, the Cru Couture collection. I really, for some reason, like this kind of nautical, kind of marine, kind of cruise vibe. I would love to see that more. I would love to see things like that more, and we don't really get it right now. I don't really feel like this is a theme, a thing that people like now, but I really liked it back then and I still really like it, and I would love to see it more. It just gives me the summer vibes in the best way. But we have, once again, a bunch of cute colored nail polishes. We have a blue eyeliner, we have a kind of like an eyeshadow palette, a pouch, lip glosses, lipsticks. First time we have lipsticks, and then the blushes. Oh, do you remember these blushes that Catrice used to have? I had so many shades of these. I don't feel like the pigment was amazing, but I just always wanted them. I think the colors in these are really cute. I like the theme of this. I think this is my favorite collection that I have talked about so far. If this would be released now, I would probably buy some things, but the palette I would be a bit like, what do I need that for? I would be missing some shades. It feels a little like too simple maybe, but the glosses and those lipsticks, like the colors of those lipsticks, I really love to wear those kinds of shades for summer for sure. So that's really cute. All right, let's see how far we're gonna go. I think I'm not going to be talking about all the limited editions on my list because this is going to be a pretty long video if I do that. But if you want to see more of this, if you want to go back in time with me more and want to look at more collections, like see which ones you would still like, which ones look really dated, just let me know. I can do this more often if you like it. You know what? Let's talk about one more collection, and this one I remember vividly. I love this collection and I still, looking at this collection, think this is one of the best they have ever done. The color selection, the vibe, the quality, this is just the cutest collection, and I wore these lipsticks so much, and I got so many compliments on these lipsticks. I mean, these lipsticks to this day still are my most complimented lipsticks in my entire life. I mean, that coral pink. At this point, I actually worked at a drugstore and I was mainly doing the makeup advising because I was already really into makeup and I just was so hyper focused on any and every new thing in the store. But at this point, I was always wearing that pink coral lipstick and people were always asking me what it was. They wanted to buy it, but it was limited edition, so I couldn't really like still sell it to them. Yeah, I think I worked there a little later, but I was still wearing these lipsticks. And then the red one, I love that red one because it was the perfect shade of kind of like cool toned, not too deep, but kind of toned down red. It is a shade that I wore to kind of like my end of high school gala. The eyeshadow palettes, I did buy them both. I don't know if I used them a bunch, but I did really like the vibe of those with a pop of kind of like almost neon. I also had a bunch of those nail polishes, the blush I feel like I had most of this collection because I was just so in love with it. I feel like this is a great way to end this video because we're ending on a high note. If I could buy those lipsticks again, I would. Probably at this point they would be a little drying, but I still would be very excited for those colors. Like, I don't feel like I have seen those exact colors and just the way it looked on the lip anywhere else since then. Ooh, it's been a while. It's been a while since I had this makeup, but the packaging of the collection was just so amazing. Just the vibes, I don't know, they just conveyed something while being very vague about the theme, and I still loved it. Alright, let me know which of these collections you would actually buy, and if you feel like you would rather have these collections now or the collections that Catrice is actually releasing now. I feel like the Heart Affair collection really gave me a lot of hope for cute Catrice collections to come. But at this point, I'm not really like looking for, like waiting for the new Catrice collections the way I was when I was younger. When I was younger, I would always go into the drugstore every time to see if the new collection was there. And now it is more like, is this something I can review? Will people be interested in this? I feel like if I wouldn't be a makeup reviewer on YouTube, I would probably buy a little less. And I would buy less than what I used to do. But also, I think the thing also is that Catrice used to be basically my only way of buying like exciting, special packaging, a little different makeup. It used to be the only way for me to buy makeup with a theme, and I would basically only buy Essence and Catrice at that time. Maybe I would buy a little bit of sleek, like a sleek eyeshadow palette. At some point we also got Kiko Milano, but it was a little bit later. I would buy a little Kiko Milano here and there around when I was 18 years old, but it's like a few years later than this was. So I feel like also because at this point I have more money to spend on makeup, but also I can much more easily buy things from brands that do really exciting stuff. It used to not be that easy to buy from the States or buy from indie brands. It used to be very difficult to buy special makeup, and the web shops that I could kind of use to buy makeup in the Netherlands would be very specific with the brands that they carried. And now there's just this whole world of makeup that has opened up for me, especially in the last few years, where I can buy really special packaging, really special formulas, really special themes, and I can just take my pick of basically everything. Like, there are still brands that I cannot get here in the Netherlands, but I can get a lot. And I feel like because I kind of have this choice now between Catrice and a bunch of other brands that also do really exciting things, and maybe things that are more exciting, this feels a little less special maybe than it used to be. But I'm glad that I used to have this time with these collections where I was just really looking forward to them and just really enjoying those products thoroughly. And yeah, I think that's gonna be everything for this video. Please share your thoughts down below. Would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, and then I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.